Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for a bit of a Chelsea news video. It's been a couple of days. I've been kind of keeping a lower profile on YouTube for the last few days, basically because I had to keep after my own sanity a little bit here. The Chelsea saga regarding the takeover started for me as a very stressful thing, as we didn't really know what was coming. As we see that it's not like there was nobody interested in buying our football club. And then you've got the government, the UK government. We're going to talk about them in today's video too. We're going to mash up like where we're at right now in terms of who's going to own Chelsea. We still don't know, but we're getting closer. Every minute that goes by has to be closer, right? It's just basic logic to Chelsea finding out, or us finding out as fans, who the new owner of Chelsea is going to be. But over the past few days, I have been vocal on Twitter with hashtag no to Ricketts, because the Ricketts family, I don't see any way that they can possibly own Chelsea. I could have sat here and dedicated a video every day to talking about this as the movement from Chelsea fans grew. I think it's pretty evident that Chelsea fans, particularly on social media, we're a pretty loud bunch. We like to make a lot of noise, and contrary to popular belief of other fans, we do have a very strong presence in the online world. So the Ricketts family, in my opinion, cannot even be considered to be the owners of Chelsea Football Club. Today, it is reported that we will probably know the shortlist for the final 3 or 4 groups that will then go forward and be whittled down into deciding who the owner of Chelsea Football Club is. As of right this moment, the Rain Group, who are the ones actually managing this process for Roman Abramovich and the government, they have not said a word. They've kept things under wraps, which is why I feel as though like the whole thing, whether it's you as a consumer of my content or me as a Chelsea fan and creator, it's been a roller coaster. And at the weekend after the game, I was so happy that we won again. And for a few hours after the game, everyone's talking about Thomas Tuchel's brilliant run that Chelsea are currently on. We are in a Champions League quarter-final against the Real Madrid team, battered by Barcelona in the El Clasico. We get a bit excited, and then all of a sudden again, we've got this 2-week break where we've got Brentford on April the 2nd. But until then, all of the talk is about who's it going to be. And when we look at the potential people of interest, the Ricketts family were a name that just kept on coming up. People were thinking like, maybe there is a way here where the voices of Chelsea fans is just absolutely ignored, and then the Ricketts family end up in this shortlist. It can still happen. No one's come out and said yet that, nope, the Ricketts family are no longer in the run-in to take over at Chelsea. And I think that this would have actually been the best way to kind of manage this relationship, let's call it at the moment, between the UK government, the Rain Group, and Chelsea Football Club as an entity, with us as the fans, as the lifelong soul of what makes this club what it is. There's been no communication on anything. So all of the noise that Chelsea fans are making right now to show why we don't want the Ricketts family involved, from what I understand, and from just my basic way of looking at the world, there is only a very small minority of people that disagree with all of the pressure from Chelsea fans to make sure that the Ricketts family cannot own our club. There has been many, many quotes dug out over the years where Islam has been called basically a religion that shouldn't exist by this family. So as a result of that, you got the likes of Tony Rudiger, Kante, and I think a couple of other Chelsea players in the squad who are Muslim, who are before we even talk about religion, our best players, period. But at the same time, like, whether or not we had any Muslim players in the squad or not, in the modern world, or just the world in general, it doesn't matter about football or anything. There's no place for this anymore. We have seen it, and we are seeing it day by day, over and over again. And to ever let someone's name like that even get close to our club fills me with disgust. So do me a favour, go and follow me on Twitter, at Mr. George Benson. Go and retweet my hashtag no to Ricketts tweets, and we can keep this noise going, because the longer time goes on, the more we have to get closer to finding out what's happening here. And I think by the time this video goes out, I'll probably be going to bed, and then you guys might even get the breaking news of who's it gonna be in this shortlist, where it's then gonna be broken down and we eventually get the winner. At the moment, the Todd Boehly group is, to me, the strongest of all of them so far. We're seeing that in terms of financial muscle behind Todd Boehly's push, he's getting more and more people on board. He is a sportsman who has bought success. I know it's something that us as Chelsea fans, we don't like to use the term bought success, but Todd Boehly's presence, and therefore his money, has bought success. So when you look at that, and then you look at the Ricketts family, you look at Woody Johnson, you compare Todd Boehly to these guys, and immediately they seem a lot better. The Saudi media group, it's all gone a little bit quiet about this. To be honest, I've kind of given up on spending all of my time looking, speculating about it, which is why I've not been making content for you guys in the past few days, because I feel as though the rehashing of everything, the more we kind of try as fans to break down who we like, who we don't like, at the end of the day, as much as we do have a say, the final say isn't with us. And I want to finish and lead on from this point by talking about the good news, in a way, but the also slightly hypocritical news that's coming out of the government right now, which has also truly pissed me off, to be quite honest. So, Roman Abramovich has been sanctioned, which therefore means he can have a verbal say as to what happens with the sale of Chelsea Football Club. He cannot remain the owner. The government are more than happy to be like, Mr. Roman, over there, you got 30 mil, mate? Yeah, we want to keep Chelsea afloat. Things are going a little bit south over here because you know what? We can't sell Bovril. We can't sell pies. We can't sell flipping mashed potato. It can't work both ways. And I said this before, and as much as I'm not sitting here trying to plead the innocence of Roman Abramovich, I'm simply speaking as a citizen of the world. You know, like I grew up in the UK. I spent the majority of my life there. I don't live there now, for a whole host of reasons, but one of them is also the fact that I do feel as though, whether it's a Tory government or a Labour government, it's not about, like, it's no longer about who's in charge. Is it Conservative? Is it Labour? I don't give a crap about any of this stuff. What I care about is consistency. What I care about is there being proof of people who are wrongdoing, so therefore, as Chelsea fans and as citizens, we can look at it and say, right, now, we understand why this is happening because A, B, C, D, the list that they should provide us to show that all of this stuff that Chelsea are going through right now, not necessarily just Roman, but Chelsea as an entity. I want a bit of proof behind all of this. I want there to be people coming out and speaking to us as fans, telling us why we can go to a Champions League game, but we cannot go to Premier League home games. Because unfortunately, as a result of Chelsea being able to sell FA Cup tickets, Champions League tickets, away tickets, all of this is fine. It's great. There's going to be Chelsea fans inside Stamford Bridge for Real Madrid, which I'm bloody buzzing about. But why not Premier League games? We can all sit here and speculate that it's we've got issues at the moment with cash flow. We need a bloody new owner for cash flow. But a Premier League match day, it's going to cost a little bit too much, mate. But you know what? We'll let Real Madrid come into town. All this does is fuel that little thing we have as Chelsea fans in the back of our minds that makes us always wonder whether everyone's out to get us. And unfortunately, without this transparency from the government, without Rain Group being vocal to this point in time about the whole process and how it's going, without all of this, at least for myself, I don't want to speak for all of you lot as well, but I can sense it from the messages I'm getting. It does leave me feeling still unsure. It does leave me wondering, especially if, like, the Ricketts family end up in that shortlist. It starts to make me think once more, what is going to happen to our club? And at this moment in time, I do believe that we are going to see the best outcome. Tell you what, it's only in Bali, Indonesia, that someone with a pressure washer would go and try and wash his wall at nearly 9 o'clock at night. So, going to wrap this one up here for you guys. Tomorrow, we will hopefully find out who that shortlist is. And I hope that we can then stop tweeting #no to Ricketts family. And I hope that when we look at that shortlist, everybody in that list are people who can not only financially back Chelsea, but want to listen to us fans and have the best interest of the continued success of Chelsea Football Club at the forefront of their minds. But anyway, sorry that I've been slightly less attentive to delivering you guys the news this week. I don't want to keep talking and repeating myself over and over again. As news develops, as things change, I'll be sure to let you guys know here my opinions on GBFC. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you are new. Have a great day. See you all later. Come on, you Blues.